So NADPH is a battery. We looked at how the voltage was measured. What about how NADPH is charged? If NADPH is the cell's battery, how does the battery get charged? The answer is one must burn some fuel. The fuel everyone is familiar with is glucose. A large percentage of glucose does not go through glycolysis pathway. Instead, it has to go through a pentose phosphate pathway that is sometimes called a hexose monophosphate shunt. Here's a picture of that pathway. There are two enzymes that link the reactants of the pentose phosphate pathway to NADP+. They transfer an electron to NADP+ to make the charged form of the battery, NADPH. Let's talk about how D-beta hydroxybutyrate supercharges the battery. The voltage of NADPH can come from glucose or it can come from D-beta hydroxybutyrate. When it comes from D-beta hydroxybutyrate, the voltage can be much stronger than when it just comes from glucose. Beta-hydroxybutyrate is metabolized inside the mitochondria. Every beta-hydroxybutyrate throws 2-acetyl-CoA into the Krebs cycle. When it does this, it makes an NADH. This NADH can be used to make more ATP. So we start out with more ATP, more NADH, and 2-acetyl-CoA.
This drawing of a mitochondria shows the effect of adding the 2-acetyl-CoA and the NADH, which leads to more ATP. The ATP is going to inhibit the enzyme isocitrate dehydrogenase 2.
So we're going to pour more starting material in and suppress the cycle just a little bit downstream, and this will raise the concentration of citrate. There are citrate carriers in the mitochondrial membrane. If the concentration of citrate inside the mitochondria exceeds the concentration outside, citrate leaves and malate comes in and H+ goes out, and the charges balance. Now you have citrate in the cytosol. It's converted to isocitrate and then to alpha-ketoglutarate. The isocitrate dehydrogenase 1 enzyme in the cytosol differs from the isocitrate dehydrogenase 2 in the mitochondria. The one in the cytosol adds an electron to NADP+ to make NADPH.
And that is how the mitochondria using beta-hydroxybutyrate supercharge the NADPH battery.